thing figured out. What's up, guys? About every other Saturday or every other Tuesday, basically. So busy. Let me tell you guys. There we go. Of course, I've got to do all my setup and all that wonderful stuff. So hopefully you guys will be all right here. All right. Yeah, I definitely got some stuff to show you guys. The new Vitavon bulk crank for the Creighton 8S. Also the Outcast 8S. So I got that going right there. Gonna go ahead and get my email address put up there. We'll get that pinned. Major Roads, what's up, buddy? Pin that message. All right, email address is up. Everything is looking good. Epic RC, what's up, buddy? All right. So I want to start off by showing you guys. Woo! This is the new Sledge chassis. Notice the setup right here where you can actually get the longer motor into your Sledge. So yeah, very nice piece right there, guys. So I'll be getting into this with my Sledge. I've got let me see. My Sledge shock towers came in, so we got those. I'm also going to be testing out a little bit different servo and Lawson. Excellent. Where do you make your money? All over the place. At work, online, parts, pieces. The track at the backyard brings in a few dollars to cover the porta potty. I'm going to be testing out some KST servos. I've got the 359 WP and the BLS 815. This is a faster one right here, so I'll probably put this one in one of the racer vehicles. So I got some KST servos, a little bit different brand, try to mix it up. What's up, Marcus? Lon's here. I can always tell when it's Lon, even though I don't see his name sometimes. Where's Sam? Sam is currently asleep. RC Migs channel, what's up, buddy? Did you get a body on the Punk Capra yet? Yeah, I did actually. I haven't got it painted yet. And I've actually got the video where I'm testing for clearance and all that stuff done. The J Concepts Power Wagon. So I got to get it painted somehow. Got some paint. Some red, some white, some blue. Got some black. Different colors. Not really sure if I'm going to go really into it or just spray bomb it, because you know it's going to get rolled down rocks, right? So, yeah. So anyway, there's that one. And I had to put the wide Capra axle back on the back because the body's so wide. The narrow axle 10.3 that I had on it wasn't wide enough to clear the body. Let's see. I don't know why that would be censored, but well, I've got the black one. That would be the one up there with the bug eyes, the googly eyes. So I've got that. Mark McGuire, what do I think of the Pro Modeler? Man, I hear a lot of good things about the Pro Modeler. I've just never thrown out the cash for one. And when I do, the one I want is like a $300 servo because, well, I want it to go into the X-Max. One of my two Basher X-Maxes. The black one, which is, I guess that's, well, it's down at the bottom back there. The black one I got to put up. That's a wide arm Basher X-Max. Up there is my Vitavon X-Max. And then I've got my orange X-Max, which is behind me right there. So yeah, 3 X-Maxes now. But I got a good deal on the black one. And then I did mods to it, which kind of makes the deal still okay. All right. what body post did I use? Man, that brings me up to a point. I'm still waiting on some other body posts. They got refunded to me. They didn't actually ship. I bought this chassis off of Amazon. A guy was here talking about it, and I got it. And I kind of, well, I'll show it. It looks just like the high-low. So, and the name of the company, I can't think of the name of the company right now. They actually built this chassis. So, yeah, they really kind of knocked it off pretty hard here. But anyway, on Amazon, they've got bolt-in body mounts that go into. That's what I used for that, and it actually works really good. Brazen scale. They kind of ripped off brazen scale on that. But I'll show you the body mounts I got for that chassis, which worked on the stage dive chassis. You see right there's one of them. They bolt on. And they actually work pretty darn good. So, I mean, I'm going to order more of them. I mean, really, as many carbon chassis as I've got planned, I'm going to need some body mounts. So, now I did have to drill them out to fit these axial pieces down in there. Right there, my big forehead, you guys can see it. But other than that, they actually worked pretty darn good. They bolted right up. Yep, Fusion 2300 kV in this thing as well. That actually caused me to get some scratches on my unpainted body. I got a little too throttle happy with it. You guys will see. I'm not sure what video is going up tomorrow though. I got quite a few sitting in there for channel members. What do you think? Let me see here. RC mix channel. I'm not sure what color. I mean, I've got some white, I've got some red, I've got some blue, some black, and all that. May have some crazy colors. I'm not sure. I might just spray bomb it. I don't know. But I got the cuts and all out. I just need to figure out if I'm gonna, try to spend some time on it and paint it, or just simply go with it. I mean, SV2. I took a little bit of time and got a little bit of a two-tone in it. SV1 is just a spray bomb. The black one is just a spray bomb. So, yeah, I don't know. Are you going to drive or video this weekend? I'm going to video on Saturday. And Sunday, Sean, this is for Robert Dahl. I want to drive, video, record on Saturday. On Sunday, Sean has got his swap and bash out at the Equestrian Center. So I'll probably bring a few things out there. Would you do an axe system or a fusion system in a Wendigo? Steven's Drone World in a Wendigo? I would probably go with the axe just because you got more surface area to cool. Plus you got a full dedicated ESC to handle the heat. That's a little much for the fusion. It's okay, at least in my opinion, in the Traxxas hauler because of the gear ratios. The Wendigo, that's a little fast. In all honesty, I wouldn't put a fusion in there, in all honesty. A fusion or an axe. I would put an actual castle system in the Wendigo. Addicted to RC, what's up, buddy? Jacob Henson, hey, man. Yep, got your stuff pretty much packed. Except for that spur gear you wanted. Steven, I have not put a bigger pinion on the spur gear or bigger pinion on the 5B yet. That 18 was loud though. I do have a 25 in stock. Now if the 18 did 42, the 25 will probably put me well into the 50s, won't it? I have not put the MGM in there yet either. So soon, buddy. Soon. I want to try the bigger pinion gear just to see how that works, if I can quiet it down a little bit. Once I get that, then the fusion, then the MGM stuff will go in. And like I say, I'm probably going to have to get with you on that. That's a whole new ball game for me, getting with the MGM stuff. Shannon Vance, you can get the axe with a 3000 Fusion. Yep, the axe 3300, which is actually right here. I forget what I want to put this in. I have it out for a reason, though. I was going to put it in something. I don't know. Maybe the TRX4. I don't know. I brought it out for some reason, though. G-made body post. All right, Jim. Good deal. How much for that Sledge pinion we were talking about? The Sledge spur gear. I believe I already sent you an email on that just to add it to the current order. That would be the 52 spur gear, which I've actually got 3 of those in stock for the Sledge. But this right here for the 8S Creighton and 8S Outcast. Just so you guys know, I got the Power Max winch by Power Hobby right here, okay? So this is the same dimensions as the Reef servo, which are actually a little bit taller. I've already test fit it and it fits. You don't have to shim it up or anything. So you can fit the Beast 1000 into this servo mount right here. And what's crazy is I requested it and I actually got one. I'll show you guys. And if you're in the market for this, you probably need to send me an email fast. As best I checked, they're sold out on eBay. I've got one for sale. So, yeah, this got the ESC mount up at the top right here. I believe it does fit the Max 4. I haven't put a Max 4 on it yet, but I believe it will. So you take this bolt out right here, and then this just actually flips up and over. So well, you can get your servo and all that. So nice piece. And it's nice to have the servo saver right here versus that big bulky thing on the end of your servo. Very nice, very smooth setup. Really nice. So if you guys want that, you need to send me an email pretty quick. Guy Spencer, Mr. Vitavon, you got that right, buddy. I've got other stuff here too. Oh, yeah. I don't have any of these for sale. I got a set for me though. These are, you're probably looking at it thinking, what? I can't even see that. Oh yeah, the 3300 in the TRX6 is nice. I think I'm gonna put it in my TRX4 though. I think that's what the game plan is. Boom. Look at how awesome these are. These are the new 8S shock towers by Vitavon. Look at the beef. I've never seen shock towers this beefy. I mean, these things are bad to the bone. Man, these things are nice. Those will be going on there beautifully, man. Wow. Yeah, big stuff. Sorry, first time I opened them up to look at them. The order came in tonight. I've been going nuts trying to get everything taken care of and moved around and all that. All right. Base camp. Maybe the base camp. Okay, just got the mail. Yeah, I did, Jacob. Sure did, buddy. Where's my favorite rig? Super light. Going back on the course. The little red one. I'm talking about the OG super light right here. I want to try some different tires on it. This the one you're talking about, Migs? This one right here still has the, I haven't taken it out yet. So it still has the Furtec system. The Lizard 110, the Lizard 10. So it still has that system in it, which this particular ESC, I got to talk to you guys about it. When you go from the startup to the drive, it does have a little bit of a bump to it. However, what I have noticed is that this ESC will hold really, really good on a downhill. I don't know if it's the motor or the gearing that I happen to have in this, but this thing really holds on a downhill. I mean, like, I couldn't notice any drifting at all on it last time I drove it, so that was real impressive. I'm also starting to do something. I don't have them here, but I'm actually converting all my Deans out to the XT60s. So I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of batteries. I've got a bunch of trucks on the Deans. But anyway, Super Light SV1. And I know you guys know this by now, but I mean, when I built that, it was one of those things where everybody was going after the 10-pound truck. And I just wanted to go the opposite. And it worked. I just picked up a Losi Dina Sosa, Losi LMT, reinforced axles. Hope they reinforce axles. Dino, they did reinforce the axle housings. However, they still break pretty regularly. You're going to end up with either a Vitavon or a Trio axle housing. There are some cheaper knockoff ones out there, but they're more of a pot metal. Now, the Vitavon and Trio, those are your most legit axles you're going to get out there, buddy. So, but putting a 3300, my TRX4 tracks as well. Yeah, man, that 3800 is really good in mine. I was really happy with that battery, man. This little guy ran forever. I was really impressed with that. About 18 minutes on the tracks, and you guys saw the hills and all that. But the thing is, I mean, you know, the video was cut down a lot. You guys didn't see all of it. Granted, some of it was, you know, me walking around with the phone just kind of hanging down because I still had to record the time, and it was an easy way to get the actual drive time versus, you know, sitting around whatever, figuring out what to do. So that's kind of how I did that. XT60, yeah. Yeah, time to do XT60 on everything. Most of the batteries I pick up either come with XT60s. The smaller ones are coming with the XT30s. I like the XT90s on XT90s all the way up onto the all the way up to the X Max. When they get to the bigger stuff, I'm going with the QS8s. So, yeah. Also, you got the new motor mount for the Sledge to put in. So, yeah. I'm kind of interested in the KST servos, though. They weren't bad on the price, so I figured, you know what? I haven't done them yet. Let's give them a shot. Dickie Darcy. Yeah, buddy. Thank you. Unfortunately, the August race fell through. She ought to get up for the September 10th race. I guess September 10th. Okay, I'm not sure which race you're talking about, buddy. I see Mig Channel. Yeah. Now, I've got the... I would run the new Power Hobby tires, which are actually really good tires. It's just the foams are way too stiff. I mean, my two heaviest trucks are the Rebelcon right there in the TRX4 Sportish. They're both over 8 pounds. And to me, they were too stiff, in my opinion. I like my tires to run kind of flat, which kind of odd, but you know. Now with the 4.19s, I've got those on, well, I'll show you. I actually take the Vanquish out for a drive. How long has it been since you've seen this thing? Check those out right there. The Power Hobby Defenders 4.19. I gotta tell you guys, these tires right here hook up really good. The foams, again, the foams are a little bit stiff, but do you really want a small 4.19 tire to run like it's flat, especially with a straight axle? So I'm kind of up in the air on softening these up, you know, or just leave them like they are, because if you soften these up, you don't have a lot of axle clearance to begin with. So, you know, it's kind of like a catch-22, you know? I want to soften them up, but I'm kind of, not really. You know, kind of one of those things. All right, let's see here. We run one brush system. Holmes Hobby Magnum 11, Shannon Vance. Yep. Oh, Jacob wanted that spur gear. Shannon Vance. Dude, the Holmes Hobby Magnum 11 turn BRXL. I've got 2 of those systems in the bin right now because I've been doing so much brushless stuff. You know, the new Holmes Crawlmaster Mini V2, the Furatech Lizard 10. Two very, very good systems. In some ways, I kind of think the Lizard 10 is possibly more durable just because it has a heat sink and a fan that you can put on the thing. I really like the Holmes Hobby stuff. I really do. But, you know, the obvious is there. You know, the Furtech has the heat sink. You can actually put a little fan on that thing. So, you know, the obvious is there. I think the Furtech will be a little bit more durable as far as like pushing it hard, you know. I've been using Avonic 3S in a few builds. Yep, Tim, I agree. I've got quite a few Avonics. I got the little 750. I've been waiting to try to see the 750 show up on Amazon again, but I haven't seen them. I actually messaged the guys, and they said the 750s are like out of stock all over America. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to order some 850s. But anyways, they come with the XT30s that I'm using on some of the lighter weight trucks now. Laneely 1, the swap meet. I'm assuming you're talking about Sean's swap meet. If so, yes, I'm planning to be there. I'm also bringing the ramps. Any chance of you buying and reviewing the negative G TC V1 kit for the TRX4? Doug, I'm not really planning on doing that. You guys, you did remind me. I was supposed to go by a buddy of mine's place. He actually bought both of the new Chevy Cheyennes, TRX4 Cheyennes. I was supposed to do a review on those, but man, I forgot to go by there. I love the Cheyenne. I love the big jacked up truck. The red one, I would like to do it maybe in an orange. If you guys remember many years ago at TTC, they had a big orange Chevy on Rockwells and 54-inch boggers. Man, that was such a beautiful truck, man. I mean, it was just big, burly, and that's what I have in my mind when I see those. But I just don't know if I want to throw out another $550 for those. So I did order that Arma Centon 3S. So I'd rather have had a metal chassis short course truck. And I looked at the Techno, which I've had that. The Losi, which is awesome, but I kind of want to stay a little bit more the basher side of things, if that makes any sense. Techno is for the high-end racer. I'm not a high-end racer anymore. I'm a fan. Right out, I used 1800 3S Electron Pro on 18th. I should get a mini E-Revo. I've had a mini E-Revo one time, and it was awesome, but I would say it's too small. But then again, I've got that little, whatever that buggy is, a little 1/14th buggy, and I like that. Oh, the Arlarlo buggy. I like that little buggy, in all honesty. I really do. Maybe I would like a 1/16th E-Revo now. Anyone put a Capra transmission in an SCX 10.3? I don't know that I have. I was going to because of the old Clickety McClickerson transmission in a 10.3, but I ended up going with the Element transmission using the adapter from Bauhaus, which actually Bauhaus and Helios has a new owner. I believe Ryan Kornmesser bought Bauhaus and Helios. So it'll be interesting to see the transition of the printed parts and pieces of what they carry over and all that. So hopefully I'll be able to see a whole bunch of awesome stuff come USTE time in February of 2023, where I am a sponsor and I will be fending all that. Vitavon. Sledge parts. Dixieland just got home shipment in today. Oh, nice, nice. I've been opening a lot of RC tanks lately, waiting for the weather to cool down. Man, I tell you, I came back from Atlanta. I was in Atlanta over the weekend and came back to Florida, and man, the air here is horrible. Humid, like a bunch of dead air. But anyway, put in my stage. All right, nice, Brian. Lower my Capra a lot plus tusk tires and a Fusion 2300. Nice. Oh, I've got the short can 2300 Fusion on the way too. The shorter one, the more 540 spec, that should fit in there without any grinding at all. Yeah, the Losi, I consider the Losi, but I've been having good luck with my Arma stuff, you know? Really good luck with it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep going with Arma. South Florida E-Revo? Is E-Rov on your track? I've got an E-Revo 2.0. I just need to get some servos for it. I've got KST servos. Maybe I can get the Revo back up and running, huh? Did you have any issue with the rear drive shaft cylinder? Oh, Doug, yeah, you're right. It was something I ended up fixing. I didn't even think about putting it on camera. I've got a bunch of Wild Boar 8 drive shaft parts and pieces, and I had to get a longer sleeve part to go on there. It was something I did off camera, and heck, you just reminded me of it. I should have mentioned that, or at least put some text in there or something. But yeah, I did have to put a longer piece on it because the stage dive kind of moves everything forward just a little bit. The front is pretty darn close to binding, but it's not. But anyways, Marcus Landry, I need to get you some Vitavon arms for the Baja ring. I want to be ordering more Vitavon this Friday. So if you guys need anything, hit that email address, exocagerc@yahoo.com. Message me there or message me by Facebook Messenger or any way that you guys have. I'm on Instagram and all that stuff. So, Donald Bosley, I'm close to Jacksonville, Florida. 98 Jeep Cherokee. I saw that. And I still need the rear links for my hauler, which uses the same links, by the way. So yeah, I'm going to have me a set of those. I'm going to try to get just the rearmost links. I'm going to see if I can just get those because that's all I really need. And if I get them, I get them. If not, I have to buy a whole set. Dan Woodruff, what's up? Yeah, that was pretty awesome, guy. I broke the whole axle shaft off and everything, didn't I? Am I going to do more videos on the SCX 24? RC Miggs, yes. Texoma RC, I sent him one of my trucks. I sent him a Furatech ESC, a 99 micro servo. I sent him the Furatech radio system and all that. He's going to work on a brand new chassis that's not been released yet. He's working on a brand new chassis, and we're going to kind of do a joint release on this thing. So possibly something else along with that. So anyway, when that gets to me, I'll get with him and we're going to coordinate this to have like a big collaboration. Brand new chassis, drive line, everything. It's going to be phenomenal. It's kind of like a super light type build. If you want to see some of that, check up Texoma RC. Check him out because he's been kind of showing some of this stuff. He's on YouTube, Texoma RC. Robbie Terry, hey buddy. Jason Sexton just joining up. What's up, buddy? Good old aged pasta. Traded my unused Vendetta for a couple Vortex with custom bodies today. Now the Traxxas Vortex has a good reputation from what I understand. Does Vitavon make any crawler stuff for the Element, Shannon Vance? Not that I know of. If he did, I would have it. Because, see this right here? Ordered the whole axle assembly because I'm building up while we're on this chassis. That's going to have a straight Element front axle. The rear axle is a 10-3 portal. That's the way I'm going to set this up. The front axle, well, I don't have it out yet, is going to be up nice and tight, flat, straight to it. The rear axle, the game plan here is to have the rear axle, because it's got some huge links on the back of this thing. I've got to figure out the drive shaft for it because it's going to be, I don't know, three miles long. But the thought is the front will be down low with the straight axle. I should take that out in all honesty. So it shouldn't have much of anything right here to hang up on. And then the back, I'll do some clearance links, and everything should be up high in the back. Everything, the pinion gear, all of that. So that's the game plan with this. But I'm waiting on more of the body mounts and all that. This is, I keep forgetting the name of this chassis. Anyway, this is the knockoff version of the high-low. The knockoff version. I've already said the name of the guys that actually designed this chassis on here, but I keep forgetting. One of you guys will mention this down here. I know I'll see it pop up here in just a few seconds. Jacob Henson, I'm wondering how those blue bumper hinge pin holders up on a Sledge I got. I think the color will hold up. Now, the color is actually anodized. Now, the silver, it's all going to rub off when you hit it on the ground. Now, the silver ones right here, when you rub these off, they kind of look the same, which is why most of my stuff you guys will see like this is all silver. So that way, as it rubs loose and comes off, it doesn't really show up so bad. I mean, I could probably do the colors and show you guys what actually rubs, but I just kind of like it looking pretty. But I do have these. Your stuff is boxed, but it is not sealed, Jacob. So you tell me what you want to do here, buddy. Choices, man. What did you use for servo saver on the LMT? On the LMT, I've got a Freestyle RC saver on one of them with a Raw 500. On the Mega Rift, I've got the servo, AF servo, something like that. I forget the brand of that one, AS servo. I've got their version of the Freestyle, and on the back I've got a Trio servo saver. As far as servo savers go, you guys know I like my Vitavon stuff, but Trio's got it going on with that servo saver. Yeah, Marcus, you've been hitting on me about getting that FCX 24. Brazen scale, that's it, brazen scale. Yeah, this is a knockoff of the high-low of the brazen scale. The transmission is metal. It's got gears and all that stuff in there. This is a HK Hobbies revolver style motor. I'm probably going to have to go with a shorter can version like a Stubby Holmes, because having a center front drive shaft, I'm probably going to have a clearance issue on the motor. Probably going to have a clearance issue there. So, yeah, I have to do a little bit of work. Now, the way this looks here, which I probably don't need to do that because of the length of everything, but I might be able to switch the shaft around, which is a little bit longer on the back side, to get the drive shaft out further there. But maybe I'll be able to make it work as it sits. Brazen scale. I've got to remember them guys. Because when I do this video, when I actually show this, although I will link the Amazon part, I'm going to refer to brazen scale a lot because this is pretty much their design. Yeah, their design here. So brazen scale gets the credit for this one. And I'll also link brazen scale up down below as well. Jackie Sherrard, what have you got? Sense if you don't. Buddy, Jacob, I will send you the silvers. Yep, I'll put the silvers in there. Your box is over there by the computer rod. Going to make your label a little bit right after the video. All right, I will put these silvers in there for you. Make sure to hit that like. Marcus got some. What makes a difference? Who designed and printed and extended a 3-link for it? I don't know about that one. Blake Denley, I looked at the high-low from brazen scale and looks completely different from those rails. Does it really? So this does not look like the brazen scale one. I mean, they got the same type thing right here, you know, up front. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better if they're not the same up here, you know. Makes me feel a little bit better about this. Ben Snyder, X-Max. I got 3 of them. Yep, Vitavon does have a nice servo saver. Yes, sir, they do. I kind of like that Trill one though, and I'm a Vitavon dealer, okay? But yeah, I like them. Yeah, Jackie, don't be shy. There we go. Ah, the King Sling. There we go, Jackie. Robbie Terry, real quick. It's depends on what mood I'm in. I got so many. You're talking about, Jackie, you're talking about the new LMT King Sling. That is basically a LMT with a stretch wheelbase, about 1.5 inches according to Tony, CCXRC. So about 1.5 inches longer than that. Now, they've got this thing set up for the mud. There's a big issue with those axle housings, mainly with the front one. The axle shafts come out. There is nothing blocking anything. There is not a bearing there. There is nothing, unless they've changed something that I don't know about. There is nothing keeping that dirt from going right into the ring and pinion. I mean, it's just an open hole around the axle shaft all the way to the end of the tube. So I'm not sure if they've changed something that I haven't seen because I don't have that truck, but I kind of doubt it. Glenn Stauffenberg, hey buddy. Jacob Henson, gotcha, man. The high-low is high-low-high. Mr. 99, buddy, I've got 3 X-Maxes. I was offered another one today, really nice setup for like $600, and I turned it down. I don't need 4 X-Maxes. I mean, who in their right mind needs 4 X-Maxes? Who needs 3? Me. Because that big boy up there is a big shiny monster, which that one I actually need to show you guys. I put the short arms on that for leverages and all that, and it seems to hold the weight a lot better. But first I got to put the Max 4 back in it because I've been using that same Max 4, you know, going around. Right now it's in the Losi 5B. So, what's in one? Jackie Sherrard, I'm around 70. Maybe up a few, maybe down a few. I've got the independent chassis for the Rift, the IFS chassis, but it needed a lot of work, so I've got that in the weld shop. He's going through it, retacking some stuff and all that. But I will have an IFS Rift, and it uses the UDR front end, and I've already got all the Vitavon parts to fully Vitavon this thing out, but the chassis needed some TLC. So when I get the chassis back, then I'll try to put everything together, and I'll probably just show you guys a finished product in all honesty, because it's going to take a bunch of work to get everything in there. And in the meantime, I've had all this. He's actually got a version 2 chassis now. So I've got the old chassis that I'm working on. All right, Shannon. You need to... Marcus, I like my Rebelcon, man. That's my #1 go-to truck for trail use. Got a nice, smooth... Okay, Robert, yeah, but you got 5 or 6 X-Maxes. When are you going to order all that Vitavon stuff, man? It's probably going to be over $2,000 in Vitavon, Robert. If you want the entire X-Max package. The chassis, the bulkheads, the chassis. Man, it's a lot of money. Got over $5,000 in that one. Samir, that looks light from the side. Okay, so cool. It is different then. Cool. I'll have to look that up. I mean, I just glanced. Okay, let me see. Are you going to make the 12S Losi X Petra go faster? UFO buff. Yes. Yes, I've got a 25 tooth pinion gear on it that hopefully will speed it up and quiet that thing down. 42 miles per hour is actually fine for my track, but if you were to take something at 40 miles an hour and put it out in a big grass field like where I run my speed runs at, it would look like a grandpa turtle out there, you know? 40 miles an hour is so slow, in all honesty. On a track, it's a little bit different story because you spend so much time basically 5 and 10 miles per hour because you got turns. IFS Rift. Yes, Tim. Yep, it's going to be All right, we got a photo here. Maybe this is the chassis. There we go. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. I don't feel so bad about buying this knockoff chassis now. Okay, I don't feel so bad about that. Dang. That brazen scale chassis is pretty bad to the bone. Oh man, he's got a picture. He took a picture of the screenshot. It's got my ugly head in it. Oh man. Jake Jackson tires from a Typhon around a 6S and tires exploded. David, right now I would have to recommend, if you're gonna be really pushing it like that, the Proline Badlands. Proline Badlands. I'm not really sure if the J Concepts Magmas are going to take that just yet, but I'm going to find out. But for right now, as a safe bet, I would do the Proline Badlands on there. Yeah, the Raminator, man. Did you guys see that crash? Golly, apparently one of my top 4-link bolts was coming loose and it bent that. I think that's the only damage I got. Now, I got to do a Reese order here probably towards the end of the week. And I'm going to go ahead and throw one of those Beast 2000s on this order. At $450 a servo, I got to kind of spread that out a little bit. But yeah, when I get the second Beast 2000 in, which might be another month or two, at that point I'll put the rear steer kit on it, which I've had for about 4 months now. Yeah, I've got the whole rear steer kit still sealed in the bag, just waiting for the fateful day when it gets rear steer. I've already done the wiring on the chassis, everything. It's all set up, ready to go. Show us the table. It's too messy. But I do have, but now that you mentioned that, I did get to see some batteries I'm going to be showing you guys soon. I got to change to an XT90 plug. But I'm going to try out these Hovos. 5500 milliamp, 120C. They feel about like every other battery that I've tested recently. So about the same exact size. But anyway, I get those set up and get those run in an X-Max or something. I got the EC5 connectors on them right now though. Mr. Tyler Lang, I'd say this is by far the best hobby. Buddy, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Edgardo Gonzalez. Buddy, I think I can talk to 3. Unos, dos, tres. I guess that's about as far as I can go on Spanish, buddy. I'm not I can barely speak English. So, let me see. Awesome. Can't wait. Show us the table. Jason Sexton. Thank you, buddy. Can't wait for my Raminator. January. Can't. So Addicted. Which Raminator did you get? Did you order the new Gravedigger one? I think those are 4K. Are they 4K shipped or 4K plus shipping? But those are pretty darn awesome. Hamburger or TGH transmission. Edgardo, buddy, I haven't had either one of them. So honestly, I don't know what to tell you. For me to give you a good choice of one versus the other, I would have had to have both. And I just have not had those transmissions yet, buddy. My wife said, if I had half the money back, spent on it, I could have bought a new full-size truck. Robbie, I could absolutely do that. Easy. Possibly a small house. I'm not sure what you got in your RCs, but I got... Oh my God. I don't even want to think about it. Batteries are getting so good. A lot of the batteries are getting good, man. There's a few of them I've seen in some of the Facebook groups. If somebody, they put like the B and C rated cells in there, and they tried to sell them, and somebody put one on an IR meter, and dude, oh my God, they gave that guy hell. They tore him a new one selling junk batteries out there. It was some Dragon brand or something like that. Dragon Hoof or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't get into any of those batteries. Robbie. Yeah. Well, Robert, I'll be ordering reefs on probably Friday. So send me a message and let me know. And I'm also ordering Vitavon on Friday. So if you want to get all this stuff going, need to send me a message, buddy. And we'll get all this stuff going. If you want all your stuff one particular color, like the entire X-Max package, all one color, Arthur is really good about matching it, as far as the colors to colors, order for order. But I would still try to order all of that at one time so it all goes into the same mix and gets the same stuff. Just in case you guys don't know, even the silver stuff, like the chassis, this is powder coated. This is not raw. If you want raw aluminum, you have to special order that. If not, even the silvers are powder coated. So yeah, it all goes through a powder coating process. Mr. Tyler Lang, buddy, I've been at YouTubing for what, 3 or 4 years now, and for me, it's been a slow process. A few here, a few there, just a slow build up. I've never had the breakout video that just blows up and goes crazy. I've never had that. It's just been a steady flow of trying to show you guys everything that I'm doing, trying to share what tech I do know about this stuff, testing servos, batteries. If this thing would have popped in the TRX 4 tracks, you guys would have saw it. Hopefully it wouldn't have been a big ball of flames, but I've got so many batteries. I really need to be a lot more careful with them, in all honesty. What happened with Glenn? Things are busy. I really had to get a lot of stuff done to even do this live right here. For the times being, it might be every other week, every other Tuesday. So I'm not sure what's going to be going on next Tuesday, but it'll be like a last minute thing, kind of like this one was. I was not expecting to be able to get this live tonight. In all honesty, I just was not expecting it. But I was able to get it, guys, so here I am. Yeah, 42 and Beast 1000, Gravedigger Collector's Edition. Man. Hold on. Primal is here? Well, I guess so. They do ship the parts pretty fast when I order them. I was on primalrc.com last night checking on the links and all that stuff. See if I needed to extend the wheelbase of mine, which mine's already at 27 inches. So, which I guess maybe it already has the longer links on it. Just had to reglue the Badlands on my 6S Type for the first time. Man, you must have really slung them things. Been in the RC for over 40 years. I'm 62 now and still love it. I'm with you, buddy. I'm still all about it. And one of my most favorite things about these RCs is you can flip them, you can crash them. As long as you don't hit yourself, you can have the worst crash in the world and be perfectly fine. Your wallet might take a hurt, but, And crawlers. I'm still a crawler guy. Discovery, what's up, buddy? Marcus, I actually went to their website and they were out of stock and not taking orders. So at this point in time, I have not been able to order it. If I see that they're in stock, I could get that order tonight, in all honesty. Undesirables Crawler Team. What's up, guys? So hopefully you guys are kicking butt. Crawler Team, you guys got to be getting it done, right? Primal is in New York. Okay. That makes sense as to why they are so quick on shipping my parts. Team Associated Rival MT10. I do not have anything Team Associated. They're actually not even on my list to get, in all honesty. You want to see my base camp up close again. All right, the tires and wheels aren't on it. Yeah. Here is my base camp. Hopefully you can see what you need to see on this one. I have a list of purchase price offer mine. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's too much. I think it's impressive. Yeah, buddy. I do a lot of crawling back there. We're from Concord, California. Your content. Thank you, Ralph Lauren. Appreciate that. Isn't the Element stuff Team Associated? RC Daily, you have a point. It is. You're right. I do have some Team Associated stuff. Now that you mention that, you are correct. Smash that like button. Yep, you guys are absolutely correct. I do have some Team Associated then. I don't have any of the race stuff though. That I can say. In your opinion, what best servo on axle portals for a comp truck? For a comp truck, the budget is no object. There are 2 servos out there. Actually 3. The Holmes SHV 800, absolutely phenomenal. I believe he's got a newer version out that's even stronger. And the Reefs 888 and the 1100. The 1100 and the 888 is a direct power servo, and the 1100 is a plug-and-play servo. So depending on your setup, it'll be one of those 2. Now the 900 is also a monster beast of a servo. The 777 was my go-to. Before that, it was the 555, the 555 servo. That was my servo. And then it just got to where the 555 was so slow as compared to what I was typically driving it. The 777, 888, 900, and 1100 seem to be a really great speed. They're very expensive though. Now the Holmes SHV 800, that's a very good servo. I believe it's a little bit faster. I think, at least from the older version that I've got. But he uses a 5-gear setup in there, so the splines are just a little bit further to the edge, and that can actually cause some horn interference. So depending on your application, it could help or hurt you, depending on your vehicle and all that. Just bought Magma tires because of you. Will they hold up to 6S? Sawyer, I believe they will. Just keep the wheel nuts tight. There was a guy out here the previous, when I first showed that in the Exoplex, he did round one of the hexes out. So make sure you tighten them up. I need to get with J Concepts and see about getting a metal hex for that thing. That would be awesome. But I do believe they'll take it. Okay, I believe. I have not done it yet. In fact, my vehicle is actually set up for 4S 2500 kV motor. But I believe they will. Just make sure your wheel nuts are tight. I haven't done anything to it. Haven't done anything to it yet. All I've done is motor, ESC, and I haven't even changed the servo yet. And I've got all these KST servos sitting around. Maybe this will get one. I've been shopping. I saw 2000. Yeah, hop-ups add up. You should give it a try. It's a cool truck. I'm not sure which one. The Raw 500's good, but I prefer the Raw 500 for more of a basher or a racer, in all honesty. Almost done with the Sledge. I'm going to start putting Vitavon for the TRX4 and Traxxas Max side, which I like this stuff. Yeah, I've got pretty much everything for the Traxxas Max done on that. And dude, I've had the worst crashes with that truck, and it doesn't break. I mean, really. When you do the bulkheads and all that, you know, they're expensive, they're heavy, but the pinion gear doesn't deflect. Plastic has an inherent deflection to it. It's softer, obviously, and it deflects. You know, they can brace the heck out of it, and they get really, really good, but the deflection, that's where the pinion gear just kind of under load will kind of do this number, and then you start killing your gears. So that's where a lot of the times you see metal axle housings. But as long as I'm not putting major massive power, the plastic seems to be fine. Radio control power. Hey buddy. Oh yeah. I'm glad you stopped in. I have some of your stuff up here. Let me find it. Let me find it. I have got the Arma 6S. This is, I believe, your ESC mount right here. Comes with a locking adapter on the back side. I have got the fan mount for a Max 5. Now, on the Max 5 video that I did, I had the wires, no, it wasn't Max 5, it was the ExoLive, and the wires were taped together or soldered together. The on-off switch was bad. And then here, it's got the 8S for the Max 5 and 6. This is the plate for it. So, just like you guys saw in my videos, yeah, these things are awesome. Dude, I'm glad you stopped in. That was sitting over here underneath all my stuff, which also reminded me to show Scale Metal Supplies. I got another one of the servo on axle mounts because that's what's going on to these right here, which is going on to this chassis right here. So, yep, will be another servo on axle vehicle. All right. Hey, can I send you images and description of my crawler to have your opinion on advice and improvement? Edgardo, you're welcome to. Email up above, send it, and I'll check it out. Ah, what's up, Asian? What's up, buddy? I was showing off the UGRC chassis earlier. Asian, he's a big-time professional comp crawler. That dude's awesome. So, whenever he speaks, pay attention. The dude knows what he's talking about. Scott Doug, what grease do you use for RC? I've been using this and I need to restock. Utter Butter by Cal RC. But I've also used white lithium grease from Amazon. I've used all kinds of grease. I mean, basically, for the most part, if it's slick and sticky, it works. Something for tubs. I don't know. Tired of the little tube from RC shop. Yeah, go to Cal RC. See if you get one of them big tubes of their stuff. It seems to stick on the gears pretty darn good, in all honesty. Now, when you get it on something like a drive shaft or something that's going to spin really fast, of course it's going to sling off. It just happens, you know. I'm planning on making my Red Cat E10 a comp truck. Depends on your comps, Glenn. If your comps, if they like to have tight gates and all that, go with a set of portals for like a SEX 10.3. If you guys run big, wide gates and just out there to have a lot of fun, then the capper axles are pretty darn nice. All-season shredder. Just started a new 110 build. Element Enduro kit with a Mojave 4-door body. That sounds like a pretty neat build. Yep, I did have a Raw and Grimlock. There was actually a guy asking me about that truck the other day, about the servo on axle that I did for the rear steer on it. Do you have more merch? I know you would be a great t-shirt. I work with models. Sawyer, buddy, unless you're looking for a plus size pear-shaped model, I'm not your guy for that. But I do have some Exocaged shirts, though. I do have some of those. They're actually in a box in there. Keep breaking the front bulkhead on the Max. Breaking the front bulkhead on the Max is kind of a normal thing. So, Jacob, you may want to go ahead and get a set of bulkheads for it. Bulkheads, knuckles. I've got the wide arm kit on mine. I can show you guys if you want to see it. Let me see here. Let me see here. Get this down. Knocking the dust off. You can see the bulkheads, everything on mine. I've got the Vitavon. No, they're the stock axle housing or stock axles. Vitavon knuckles, all that stuff. Vitavon servo adapter, raw 500 servo. This is actually the power system out of the Sledge, and it ran it really good. I was really impressed with that system. And this was a V1 that I converted to a V2 with some chassis and parts like that, which I will put that up on the wall a little bit later. X-Max 1650 kV MMXS 50 spur watt pinion gear to match general bashing and jumping. Heck, probably about an 18 tooth. Now, I'll be honest with you, the 1650s that I've had the Castle ones, I've had the Hobby Wing ones, and I've destroyed them all on 8S. So, always the rotor comes apart. I don't know whether maybe they get a little hotter than what I'm expecting or what I'm thinking they got, but they don't generally hang out very well, or they don't last very well when I put S on them. The last one I blew up in the SCX6, if you guys remember that one. Did 32 miles per hour on 6S. I put 8S in it and boop, locked it right up. And it just came right apart. Hang on. There you go. I believe what we've got here is a Hobby Wing and a Castle. Busted them all up. These are the rotors out of their 1650s. So, yeah. I don't know why I keep them, but, well, I guess it was a good thing I kept them now. But, yeah. Castle and Hobby Wing. I've wasted both of them. The track says Chevy style pickup. Robbie Terry, yes, I have, and I think it's a beautiful truck. There's a couple guys here local, they've got them, and I was supposed to go by today, but I just kind of forgot to go by there and actually pick them up. They're going to allow me to use their trucks to review it. So, and I won't be putting them through the mud. I won't be beating them up, even though these guys are going to really hammer these trucks. And they'll probably be out here at the Exoplex dropping right in the nastiest mud holes. They will sink the heck out of them, trust me. I have no idea what you're referring to there, Robert. Awesome. Hey, if you guys want to fit your ESCs and stuff into your Armas, yeah, get with Radio Control Power. Would somebody make a 2.0 wheel crawler to stretch 1.9? Crayfish, it would be nice. It would be nice to see. I think 2.0 would be just enough to get a stretch. Some tires like the stretch, some tires don't. What motors do I run in my Claude? Buddy, I actually put some 21 turn 540s in there, and they was awesome. They were just the cheap Apex brand motors, some knockoff motors and all that. But I actually put the stock motors back in because I just didn't need that truck to have a lot of massive power. I didn't want to tear it up. I didn't want to tear the body up. And the 21 turns, although they ran really good, just some cheap 21 turns, I took them out. I did not want to mess that truck up. I wanted to keep it nice and clean. I saw the Vitavon turret for housing I got from you on my treasure before I put the weight around. Nice. Double A day. Good deal. Nasty trucker. What I'm building right now, other than putting the body on the UGRC, no. Oh, Punk's Custom chassis. I've also got this I got off of Amazon, which I thought it was a knockoff of the brazen scale, but I have seen pictures of the brazen scale and it is not. So I feel a little bit better about picking this up versus theirs now. I was kind of a little bit, you know, not really sure of it, but the chassis are in fact a different design. You know, the 27 turn 3-slot motor is actually the best turn motor to get as far as 540 brushed. I spoke with Holmes quite a bit about it, and the 27 turn is like the best 540 turn out there. You get the most RPM, the most efficiency. When you go to like a 35 turn, you get more efficiency, less RPM, less torque. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but you take a 35 turn, it has less raw torque from what I've been told, okay? So don't quote me on this. It has less raw torque than a 35 turn, less than a 45 turn, less than a 55 turn. And when you start getting into 65 and 80, they're just anemically weak. I mean, just bad news. Now, you get into the like a 21 turn, 15 turn and all of that. Now you start pulling a lot of amps. So I think from what I was told, 27 turn 3-slot is the best turn for a 540 size brushed motor. 3 slots, like I mentioned. And when it comes to the 550, due to the extended length of it, 21 turn is the golden area. Now, when it comes to the 5 slots, the 13 turn 5-slot Crawlmaster pretty much is it. And the 10 turn 550 5-slot Crawlmaster, I believe that was what I was told was it for that one as well. Have you built any enduro kits before? I've never built the actual kit, but I've worked on them. I do have this to put together, which is the axle housing assembly, which will be going into this chassis right here, the front of it. Do you run any Vitavon rear end gears in your UDR? Just replace my stock ring and pinion with Traxxas gears. I think I've still got the stock gears in my UDR. I've got, hold on. I don't know. It's been a long time since I opened up the UDR, but I believe it still has the stock ring and pinion in the back. The Boco 110 is out mountain portals. Dude, awesome. Yeah, buddy, the Boco. Good deal. Robbie Terry. What is that truck above your head? Top shelf. That, if you're talking about that, that is an X-Max. It's about $5,000 worth of Vitavon X-Max up there. Metal beadlock wheels, Proline tires, metal chassis, metal arms. It doesn't have an ESC in it right now because I've been using the Max 4 on other vehicles. I switched X-Max to 1100 instead of the 1650 watt Vitavon mod. Okay, for the 1100, okay, the best gearing that I've found for general usage, okay, is either a 2030 mod 1.5, yep, like what you're talking about right there, or 2535. I've done the 2530 and I've done the 3035 with the 1100s, and although it pulls it, it's not happy. It pulls a lot of amps. It'll drain your batteries fast, and you usually end up with some heat issues, especially if you push it for too long. Now, if you run the 2530 or the 25 or the 3035 gears, okay, with the 1100, especially like the big Castle motor, because it's a little bit stronger than the Hobbywing short can motor, man, you'll get some insane backflips, like triples and quads if you hit them high enough. But it's going to pull a lot of load off your batteries. I'm going to pull a lot of load, amps, heat, everything. So to be safe, the 2535 or 2030 is a safe ratio. You can probably do a 26 35 and be fine. I've done that one before, and it's been okay. So Marcus saying the 5-slot 13 turn, is that the 540 or the 550? The 550 13 turns a slow motor. Let's get the new Sledgehammer tires from my X Max. Does standing backflips. Yeah, buddy. Yep. Now those tires, they'll expand, and that just helps you rip them backflips pretty easy. How does that 13 turn run? Does a Vitavon rear axle fix the sand from getting in the UDR? The last time I had that apart, I believe it was for a pinion bearing. I noticed a little bit of grit in there, just a little bit, but it wasn't like the stock housing will just fill that thing up. I ran mine twice, took it apart, and it was like I had a whole tablespoon, a couple tablespoons of sand back there. The Vitavon diff case absolutely helps it. It really does. So that is for sure. Is it 100% sealed up? No. But it's a lot better than the stock one. You see, just bought a Rift to order some must-have upgrades. I've ordered a 2-speed. The Rift, the number one part that you're going to need for your Rift, rear lower links. You need these. Possibly the full link set as well. So links, link kit, possibly the steering. That would be what I would start with. The drive shafts on mine seem to be doing fine. Well, hold on. I did change those out for Vitavon, but I never broke the stock shafts. The stock shafts are actually in the Thor competition truck, which is too wide for competition, but still. The stock shafts are still alive. But if nothing else, at least start with these, and then just upgrade as you go along. Steel cold. Thank you, buddy. Marcus Landry, the 540 13 turn, that is an awesome motor, buddy. That's probably my favorite of the Crawlmaster motors. In all honesty, Crawlmaster Sport. I've mentioned the Holmes a few times. I actually did a video where I did I think it was the 13 turn Crawlmaster Sport 540 and the Torque Master or the Crawlmaster Pro 13 turn or something like that. And believe it or not, the Crawlmaster Sport had better drag brake than the Pro motor did. So I got a hold of Holmes about that. I'm like, why would this? And then he goes and describes the torque detents of it, the magnetics, and he ended up with, yeah, I made the Sports too good. There you have it. That's my information on the 13 turn. Of all the Crawlmaster motors, that is my absolute favorite when it comes to the 540 size. When it comes to the 550 size, my favorite is either the 8 or 10 turn. Hey Joe, have you been running your Hyperflow fans? I got mine and ain't had time to run everything. I actually had those in the orange one, but I went, changed the motor mount and did a lot of different things to it, and I haven't got that back in. So I do need to get that back in there. But yeah, them fans are awesome. And, you know, they're 4S rated. But heck, man, 2S is more than enough. In all honesty, 2S just moves a lot of air with those fans. So I think on my last video, the last one that I ran those fans on, I believe I only had a 2S in it. Just a little 2200 milliamp 2S. And that was fine. They move so much air. What's a good motor and ESC combo for SCX 10.3? I got a buddy that keeps burning up motors and ESCs. Okay, Mr. Tyler Lang. I've got a video out. It's called Stop Burning Up Your Motors. He probably needs to watch that video. In that video is all about not stalling your motor under load. You stall the motor under load and you're trying to drive, you're going to burn it up. It doesn't matter whether it's brushed or brushless. So when you're driving, yeah, look up the video. Stop killing your motors. That was actually a video that was requested by John Holmes. I did some videos when I did. Well, watch that video. It's all about not stalling your vehicle and trying to push through it. That makes a world of difference. Also kind of like the driver mod. But what I did was I made some videos showing the 12-turn Trailmaster Sport in a few vehicles. And I was running them on 3S and I wasn't having any issues. because I wasn't stalling them, but I didn't actually say that in the video. And some of the guys were buying this motor, putting it in their vehicle, burning it up and saying, oh, Exocaged did it. So I was actually asked to make that video to try to stop some of those issues, in all honesty. So that was when I made the video, stop burning up your motor, stop killing your motors. It's an older video now. I think it was done last year or maybe the year before that. Now I've been doing this for a little while. But anyway, that's like the backstory on that video. I was requested to make that video. So yeah. All right. Dylan, next projects. Right now, the Losi 5B, getting a bigger pinion gear on that, trying to quiet it down, get another 12S run on that, and then put the MGM system in it. As far as crawlers go, I've got this chassis right here off of Amazon. So I've got that to finish up. It'll have a straight front axle with a portal rear on this one. Batteries, Hoovu batteries to mess around with. I've got Creighton 8S stuff to mess around with. I've got some servos here. I just got all kinds of stuff. Asian, buddy, thank you. You need to take another trip to the Exoplex. Man, I just don't think the Exoplex is worth that kind of a drive. Asian, you live out in Mississippi, don't you? Not answering James Watt. He owns the Barbarian Scalplex. That guy can talk for 2 hours. Let me see here. CXN3. Price can tell me you think GPM. Austin, GPM has some good stuff. I've got a few of their parts and pieces, but you kind of gotta be careful and research what GPM part you're getting. Sometimes they like to use pot metal, like a pot metal aluminum and all that. When you go with a company with a name like Vitavon or Trio, if they say you got 70-75, you're getting a quality product, you know? So, I mean, like, when it comes to this chassis, for example, I don't know if you guys can see it. You can see it on the front a little bit right there, a little bit. See that right there? That's how you know this was all CNC cut. This wasn't cast. It wasn't a plate that was just set down. This was all CNC cut, including this was cut into it. It's not bent. So, and you can actually, if you guys can see this, try to show this to you guys. I can't really show it. It's real faint, but you can actually see the machine marks where this is cut into a plate of aluminum. So this was not made and then creased. Same with the sides. It's hard to show you guys. It's in there somewhere, but anyway, I'll try to show that when I do the video on this. So this was all billet CNC. It's real 70-75. It's the real deal. So you kind of get what you pay for sometimes, you know? Marcus Landry, dang dude, thank you. That was awesome. Thank you, buddy. Man. Dylan Narkowitz. I don't know what I'm taking to USTE yet. I don't know if I'll be able to fit the Raminator. What I want to do with the Raminator, if I bring it, I want to do some Raminator racing. I want to do some kind of a Monster Jam style racing with that thing. I would love to get 3 or 4 Raminators out there and do some racing. That would be awesome. Marcus, again, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Nick Moe, what did you do to stop the UDR shocks from leaking? My front shocks were just running on springs. I think I put the rebuild kit with the O-rings in there, and I think that's all I've done. Some of the guys, they do like the green slime they put in there, and they say that makes the seals kind of swell a little bit, but they don't stick. I haven't done that, but I know that's what people think about that, or people say that they've done it. It's worked. I think I finally got my steering dialed in on my YD2. Been messing with this thing forever. YD2. What's a YD2? Thank you, Mir. I try to get tech in all my videos. I really try to get tech in all of them, even if it's just bashing. If you actually listen, and when I'm rambling, sometimes I like to spit out decent information. Now, what's crazy is if I'm on the track and I'm running something for laps, you guys should be able to tell whether I'm serious about getting a lap. If I'm really serious about getting a lap, I'll actually shut up. I'll actually shut up a little bit, and actually try to get that fast lap. By a 16.2 second lap, then I backed it up with a 16.4. But anyway, I'll actually get a little bit quiet, or I'll be like, come on, come on, come on, something like that. But sometimes I get out there to drive and I've got no driver mod turned on at all. It's just done. So I go to do backflips and stuff. Traveling to Texas to compete in October. Asian. Hey, Asian, is the Sorka going to be back at Little Rock City, Alabama? Or is it going to be on the West Coast this time? If it's back at Little Rock City on the East Coast, I'll be able to get there again, which I thought was pretty awesome to see you guys there. And maybe I'll have something Sorka legal by then, because I don't build the Sorka standards. You guys know that. Am I okay to keep the MM8S? And yes, still cold. I'm assuming you got the Hobbywing 1100 kV. Yes, that's actually, I believe that's the same setup I've got in my Orange X-Max. The MMX8S, plenty enough for that motor. Now, I wouldn't go gearing it 1-to-1 and getting too stupid with it, but yeah, it'll run that motor pretty well. You can see the tool path. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Tyler Lang. So you were able to see the tool paths on here? Good deal. Marcus Landry, you are right. I really do need to get a little trailer, but I've got enough vehicles that are modified enough that I could have like a walkthrough, but man, when I'm at these events, I can only drive one vehicle. So I kind of got to be picky on what I bring. Vitavon, what's up, buddy? I'm not sure, they haven't announced it yet. Well, Asian, when they do announce it, make sure you send me a message or something so I know, especially if it's on the East Coast side. I'd love to attend that again. And like I say, maybe I'll try to work on something that I could actually compete. I mean, I'd like to try, I still don't agree with that backup penalty. That's the dumbest penalty on the planet. But anyways, I think I could get by for one weekend. As long as I don't come in dead last. What'll be funny is I'll be driving one-handed on that course and recording. That would be awesome. If I don't come in dead last, boom, that's a win for me. Some ways I'm better driving one-handed than I am two hands. But anyway, Robert Dahl, I do have a MyLap timing system. I do. I just haven't ever hooked it up. Maybe when the fall comes in and the weather's a little bit better, maybe I'll make a loop and sync it. I would like to actually have that set up to where you guys could put transponders in and just set it up to read the lap times out. I think that would be really awesome to have. I mean, I've got the PA system, I got the PA speakers, I've got the models, I've got everything I need to do it. It's just time. And the weather's crappy during summertime anyway. Yeet Vaughn, yes sir. All right, where is UST going to be at this year? Marcus is going to be at it's in Florida. It's in Williston, Florida. There's a park down there. Cypress Hills? No, it's not Cypress Hill, the band. But anyway, there's a park down there, beautiful park. It's an old lime rock quarry, and man, it's phenomenal down there. In February, the third weekend of February. For us here in Florida, we're still in shorts. If you guys are coming from up north, well, you don't need to pack all your winter clothes with you. the 1.6 Pro Line Master Tires by Jay. I was actually running those on the DBXLE, and I really like the tires. They're a lightweight tire. I did, in fact, pop 2 of them. I busted the belts all the way out, but I was getting really stupid, really wild with the DBXLE, and blew both fronts apart. I do still have 2 of them for the rear, so if I ever buy 2 more, at least I'll be able to, match them up. And since both of the fronts blew out, they are a directional tire, I can actually buy just 2 and be perfectly back to where I was. So overall, I think it's a good tire. I just got a little too stupid with it, in all honesty. Cutting, ripping donuts, the center diff was just, I was being relentless on it, ripping some donuts. And when you go, you hit the brakes, you slide around, and then that back just kind of stalls, and that center diff just puts it to the front. Man, something had to give. And it was the tires. Transponders on a crawler track. Nick Moe, I've thought about that. I have really thought about that. What I would like to do at some point, and I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but to set my yard up to where we break out the crawlers. We're talking things like the bombers, the wraiths, the rifts, and vehicles along that nature. And then maybe some of the regular tent scale stuff too. But actually have it where they have a transponder. They go through and they actually run like 3 or 4 laps around the track. The actual dirt track, some other dirt piles, and the rocks. Kind of like a KOH thing, which I think would actually be pretty cool to do. But getting people to spend $100 on a transponder, that's a lot, And I have 2 transponders that I've had back from when I was racing pretty heavy. I was a pretty decent racer back in my day. Now it's just I want to turn some laps and have some fun, catch some backflips. But anyway, excuse me. Yeah, I do still have a couple transponders. And by the way, this live has been absolutely phenomenal, guys. You guys have kept me busy. You've kept me talking. All these comments. Thank you, guys. You've been awesome. Transponder. The TRX4 the TRX track's cool. Did you get them adjusted correctly? I need to go back and readjust them. I started getting some skipping and all that. So I've got the winch line belts per se on there. So I'm going to try to do the adjustment on the actual tracks and tighten them up there. So there were a few times when I was climbing where like the rear left just started skipping pretty bad. And it just went over. That was kind of one of my rollovers. ICRC from Canada. Man, it can't be icy up there right now. Ronnie Creason, what's up, man? Joe Ann Connor. You think the Mamba Monster X is too much for a Rift? I do not. I think the Mamba Monster X is perfect. The 6S version. You don't need the 8S version. The Monster X is perfect. I run the Mamba X in mine, and I kind of feel sometimes I could use a little more ESC or battery. So, but anyways, yeah, Monster X is fine in a Rift in my opinion. Have you ever thought of going nitro? I actually was looking at a nitro truggy the other day. And if I ever did nitro, it would be a Losi. It would be a Losi with, I'm not sure what kind of engine it would be, but it would be something. But nitro just, I don't know. I'm just more of an electric guy. What do I think is my most capable rig right now? Every time I tend to think that my newest build is all this and all that, Superlight SV1 comes along and kicks their butt. So, but I really think that the UGRC Dirty South would be my #1 vehicle at this point in time. I still got some more tuning to do with the Punk's custom chassis. Got to put some skids on there. The chassis kind of hangs up a little bit on my jagged stuff out here. But if you guys saw the video where I put SV1 up against the UGRC Dirty South, yeah. SV1 was not playing around, put it that way. Came to fight. I'm telling you. But anyways, I'd have to think it would be the UGRC right now. Grizzly RC. The new K10 Cheyenne, I really like the looks of it, but I really don't have a need for it anywhere. I just really don't have a need for it. There's a couple guys local that I'm going to borrow one and do a couple reviews on it. So I will have one in my possession, hopefully tomorrow evening. We'll have to see how it goes. I mean, who knows? I might be ordering another truck from A-Main because I ordered the Centon 3S today. What is Vitavon? What is the best gear ratio for a 1900 kV motor? Yeet, I need to know what vehicle, buddy. But 1900 kV motor, whatever it is, I'd probably start with the stock pinion and see how that works. That's not a real fast motor. It's not a high kV motor, so I'd probably start with the stock pinion of whatever truck you're talking about. Joe, what system are you running in the SEX6? Right now, I've got the Castle Mamba Monster X 8S in there with a 1260 kV Castle motor. No. I've got the Three Brothers RC, the Black Jacket 860 kV motor. That's what I got in there. Yep, with the Castle 8S ESC. Paired with a 1550, nice. RC, IC. Was from games I used to play in these RC in the water. Oh, yeah. Hey, ICRC, when you guys get fresh snow out there, do you have any boats? Do you drive it on the fresh powder snow? I've seen a couple videos years ago of people doing that, and I want to try that. The only problem is it doesn't work in sand, and that's all I got here in Florida. Chainsaw made it. Does Vitavon make a rear drive shaft for the Baja Ray? I don't know. I haven't asked. He might, but I don't know. Robbie Terry. Some of my batteries are in storage mode. Others are usually at various states of charge. The ones that I know I'm not going to be using for a week, 2 weeks, or whatever, that I put that vehicle away, I store the batteries. I really do. On some of these vehicles, I come home from work and be like, it's time to run the Raminator. Do I have some batteries charged? Yes or no? So I store the batteries that I know I'm not going to be using anytime soon, if that makes any sense. The other batteries are usually run down a little bit. I almost never let them sit more than a day fully charged or fully discharged. Now, if I go back there with a crawler, whatever this turns out to be, and I run a battery for, 10, 15 minutes, that battery is probably going to be close to storage charge anyway, and that's fine. When I do go to charge, though, my charger is always set for balance. Chaos Nitro. Man, if I ever did Nitro, it would probably be a truggy like the Losi, in all honesty. Oh, a two-wheel drive Rustler. Okay. Was it the VXL? If it was the VXL, then you had a 3500 kV. So now you drop down to a 1900 kV. I have to assume that you're going to volt that up to maybe 4S or possibly 6S. If you're going to go 4S or 6S with that, I would still start with the stock pinion gear or the stock tooth pinion gear for that. And if you're going to do 4S or 6S, I believe they come factory now with a 32 pitch. So, yeah. 5S. Yeah, you're going to want the stock pinion gear, maybe a little bit smaller. 5S, you're going to do a lot of wheelies and burnouts, possibly a bunch of donuts too. I'm a big fan of your videos. ST123 Gomez. Never tried that in the snow. SCX-103 base camp, and I fully upgraded it to a Baja style kind of truck. What servo do you recommend? If you're going to be running the base camp fast and Baja, like what you're talking about, go with the Raw 500. And the Raw 500, as best I know, has got the absolute top of the line gearing in it. I've seen one guy, he sent me a picture that he actually twisted the splines on a Raw 500. Buddy, I have busted servo gears. I have, no. I have busted servo horns. I have stripped servo horns, but I've never broken a Raw 500. Now, the Power Hobby 729 is a very similar servo, but the gears are not quite what the Raw 500 is. And I've actually got probably 12 Raw 500s in various vehicles. So that's what I would do if you're going to be running it fast. I know it can take a beating. I've put it in the LMT with straight horns. I've actually got it on the Rift right now with a titanium horn, and everything's fine. So, Robbie Terry, have you ever had a lipo flame up on you? Not by accident. I have flamed them out quite a bit. I have actually done some lipo bag testing where I've actually set them on fire. So, but I have seen quite a few, and some of them were not so good. When a lipo goes up, it's either going to smoke. Do not breathe the smoke. It is absolutely toxic. Do not get upwind. Don't breathe it at all. Okay. It'll either smoke like a cloud of toxic mosquito killing gas vapors, or it will actually go up in flames. I have seen them actually shoot flames like this far and sound like a torch. Okay. The batteries that I have set off on purpose, I don't know what they're going to do. I've tested one. It was after it had already flamed out. And the cells were actually open. I put my little temperature gun on. It was over 500 degrees. So, let's see here. Know of any fifth scale electrics? I think they're all gas and you got to convert them. The old Baja 5B, that came as a flux with a Castle system. I'm looking for a 1/5 scale truck. There's quite a few out there. They're going to be expensive. The Vecta, big Losies, you can convert all of those. Wait, CJ, if you could only do one upgrade other than the servo, what's the best UDR upgrade? Only one upgrade. It will be the rear lower arms. Those have to be changed out. That is the number one upgrade that you need to do. Next will be the rear upper arms, because once you bend that little rod, I don't care how straight you get them, you're never going to be straight and they're going to be weak. They're going to bend on every rollover. I've been there and done that. Oh, you fried your GT5? I'm using my yard. It wasn't letting rain stop me. Man, well, at least the GT5s are coming down in price. They were up to $100+ for a GT5. Now they're about $65. So, man, I'm Marcus Landry. I do too. The Raw 500 is awesome. Check my 2-wheel drive slash on my channel. Yeet, I'm running 36, anywhere 1900 to 120 amp. Of course, no problem. Nice. I don't know why that was hidden. That's when can you repeat it one more time? ST123. I gotta look at that question. I'm going from question to question to question. So, base camp. Okay, STI 123, Raw 500 reefs. Yep, chainsaw said it right there. ICR, I'm building up a Traxxas slash 2-wheel drive, older T-Max 3.3, going Max 6 and 2050 on X-Max. What are your thoughts? That should run pretty good. That's a very common setup right there. You're having fun. Sometimes running in the rain is the best. You got it, Addicted to RC. You're right. 5SC. Now, Nick Moe, the HPI 5SC, that's like a gigantic, huge Savage, isn't it? Like a big old Savage. Put a perfect pass monster 56 kg. X-Max. Should I just paid another 40? If the perfect pass monster 56 is getting the job done, then you're doing fine, buddy. Keep it in there and have fun. You got RC. You got RC bikes. No, I've never had an RC motorbike or anything like that, a motorcycle. Never had one, but they do look cool. Do you want someone posting about their channel, like promoting it? Well, I mean, as long as they're not spamming, they can post up a link to their channel. I mean, heck, there's a few guys that I see pop on. I give them props, like Texoma RC. You know, they got a channel and everything. I'm cool with that. Let's get everybody subscribed up. Let's make everybody 100,000s. I want to drive and work again. Yeah, Marcus, you were having problems with that button, weren't you? Man, I got 4 of those radios, and one of them has the little channel 3 button issue on it. So I just use that for like bashers and stuff that doesn't require that button, and works good. I believe, Robert, I believe they can go to about 9 volts on the receiver. So it's a good receiver. Now, on the GT5, if I take mine, if I bump it, it'll actually beep at me like, hey, stop. You know, so mine will beep at me if I set it down too hard or drop it or something like that. But I've never actually killed a GT5, but I had that one button. I'm not sure where that one is. Use a SkyRC discharger on you. I've never used a SkyRC discharger. RT66RC, what's up? Hey, look, Bustnut finally made it. See, now this is where I promote another channel, Bustnut33. If you guys want to see some weird stuff, go check his channel out. All right, Vitavon, later. 8.4. Yep, Mule RC. I don't know the speed record for a UDR. I don't know the speed record for a UDR, but I got mine up about 65 miles an hour, and it did a horrible cartwheel. And really bad cartwheel on asphalt. Old video, though. Yeah, we got 90, 80. Let's see, 81 likes. All right. What's up, Jamie? Travis Parker, any thoughts or experience with ProTech 370? I have never had that servo, but all I hear is good things about that servo, Travis Parker. I've never actually had that servo, though. What's the largest motor that can be shoved into an LMT? Well, if you're willing to cut the chassis, you can probably fit anything in there. But heck, in all honesty, a normal 1/8 scale motor is plenty for me. I got a 2650 in one of mine, and I'd run it on 4S. I'm good with that. Now, Mega Rift is just an LMT, and I actually have a stock system in that, and it does fine. Okay, so it is a different chassis. Okay. JD's RC. What mode run in the X-Max? I guess 100%. What's your favorite 3S basher? I don't have a 3S basher, so I don't know what to tell you on that one. I'm about to get the 3S Centon, but I don't know if that's a basher yet. What's the difference from 1260 kV from 1100 kV in the Outcast? Not much. If the motor is physically larger, you know, you may get a little bit more torque, you know, but 160 kV isn't really a whole lot. You might notice a little bit. No matter what I do, I burn servos up in the LMT. I'm afraid to put 170. I've been going through 5 servos. Paul, what servos have you had in your LMT? We looked at Injure SCX10 clone. I think I tested one of those a year or so ago, and I just didn't like that truck at all. And every now and then I still get comments on that video. Oh man, you never gave it a chance and this and that. I don't know. For some reason, I just didn't like that. But there is a guy here local, and he runs one. It seems to do okay for him. RT66. Ah, there we go. Been a long, man. I've been doing videos for quite a while. You know, I've got over 1,800, almost 1,900 videos now. I don't know if I've hit 2,000 yet. I want to show you that. If you can look into that drive shaft with a Baja array, I have a small Vitavon order for you. Send me a message if you would. You guys have actually kept me on here for almost a full 2 hours tonight. You guys are awesome. Man, I was expecting an hour and it to just die out and we're done, you know, going to sit back and, you know, all right, guys, I'll catch you later. Go get busy doing something else. I got some orders to ship out and all that. But heck, 2 hours, man. You guys are awesome. Stop plastic gear servo from Traxxas. Hold on, team effort. You've had a stock Traxxas servo and it survived on an LMT. That must be a loose servo saver, man. Those are not very good servos. Garden. Yeah, buddy. I'm back home. I was all the way up in Atlanta this past weekend. Family time and all that. I actually, from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I didn't record anything. I did take SV2 with me, but I didn't even drive it. It's kind of weird not recording every day. I'll message you. All right, cool deal, Marcus. On my way through your vids, too much goes up. Mr. Tyler Lang, buddy, I got so many. And what's crazy is if you go back like 3 years ago and you look at my videos, it's like, what the heck? What was I thinking? It's like some of them I had just a little bitty area right here on the table. I had a board coming out and I had some metal on it and I had the phone just sitting like this. And that was my stand to actually record. Man. And then sometimes I was back there. And then I finally rearranged and got this set up over here. It's sort of my current method of videoing. What are you shipping out? Vitavon parts. Got some stuff in. Now, if you guys are on here and you're after the Creighton 8S servo saver setup, I've got one to sell. So let me check my emails real quick, see if there's anything, see if I should not have mentioned that again. Okay. It is still for sale. I still have it. I use AGFC notch above the Amazon ones. I did. ICRC. Cool deal, buddy. Yep, triple backflips and everything. No problem whatsoever. There's the steering geometry on the LMT is just really good. It is until you widen it up. You start widening it up, you get into bad steering geometry. I'm glad you mentioned that, team effort. Stock tires. Exactly. Steering geometry, man. You know, you guys, I see guys, they do this. I'm trying to find here. And I really don't like spacers. I know they have a purpose, and people put them on and say, oh, it side hills so much better. Yeah, but I've got a video. In fact, it was with the Typhon I got overhead. That's why I was looking up like that. Where I was showing steering geometry, scrub and all that. Ideally, you want that tire to turn like this. You put wideners on there, it starts doing this number. You know, and you get so far out, you put so much leverage. Like if your pivot point is here, your tire's doing that, and you hit something, you have all that leverage just knocking the heck out of that servo. Your bearings take a beating, all that stuff. So steering geometry is kind of an important thing, you know. So I'm not a fan. In fact, my DBXLE has the wideners on that to fit the larger tires. And more than likely, I'm going to spend, is it $330? There's a company that makes tires that supposedly can take all of this, and I'm going to take the DBXLE back to factory width so I can get rid of all those spacers. You know, I've got trucks that are big and wide. I'm good with that. Take the DBXLE back to DBXLE width. You'll take a lot of load off the bearings. Steering geometry will be back where it's supposed to be. So at least that's my thoughts, you know, on steering geometry and stuff. That's why you very rarely see me ever mess with a spacer. I will when there's no other options, but it's just not a fan of them for the most part. Triple back flips, stock tires. Video productions are good. Can dig and relight the videos. Man, thanks for the chat. Got to run. Later, Robbie. Still insane you edit off your phone. That's all right here. Oh, that was my emails. I use, let me see here. Videos. All kinds of stuff, man. And when I do the like the times and all that, all I do is I put the video in, and that line that you guys see me put on the track, as I go over, that vehicle goes over that line, I just cut. All right. And then as the vehicle comes back around to that line, I cut. And whatever I cut that section of time is, that's how I get my lap times. So, I mean, that's the only way I can get lap times, especially, you know, fairly accurate. B Flinch, sure, you can stop by. What's a good ESC to throw on a stock X-Max motor? ABKZ, home of the fat line. I'm with you there. Hobbywing Max 6, great for the stock X-Max motor. Making a clicking noise, and my X-Max gears, my LMT is making a clicking noise, and my X-Max gears are loud, like the normal sound increased by 2. LMT with a clicking noise. You may want to check your U-joints, drive shafts, pinion bearings, axle bearings, your hub bearings, and all that stuff. That can generally make a click when they start going bad. As far as the X-Max, you may need a new pinion gear. Have you sent a rig to Texoma yet for him to modify? Yes, I certainly did. I sent him my little Jeep. No, I sent him the Chevy C10 since it already had the oil-filled shocks on it. Even it had the metal links and all that, but he's going to do the longer links to lengthen the wheelbase. Probably the pancake motor, the wheels, all that stuff. So Mofo RC is probably going to get a lot of Mofo RC in all honesty. So I told him, I said, dude, build it up. Make it as awesome as the one he sent me. You know, so I think we're going to end up releasing a brand new chassis off of this deal, which should be pretty darn good. If you check his channel out, you'll see, I think he's been running it. A wood laminate chassis. Kind of odd, but I think he's working on a wood body for it as well. RC Mix channel. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to put up tomorrow. Let me see here. What have I got here? I've got armor tires, the stage dive body, armor tires on the base camp, the Power Hobby Defender tires on the X-Max, those right there. I've got the 4.19 Defenders, like I already showed you guys on that truck right there. And I believe that's all I've got in stock right now. Running low. Need to get back to work. Oh, man. All right, Austin. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we see it every day. For a tech. Yeah, I sent him a Lizard, I think it was a Lizard Pro ESC to go into mine. Now, I also sent him the Furtech, his transmitter. And so I believe it'll work out. I've got it. The truck has a Tegu in it with a little monitor thing. So he can mess around with that, kind of get familiar with the radio. I believe you can actually tune the Lizard from the transmitter. Because I know you can do the Tegu from the transmitter. And actually the radio is really darn nice. I'd like to see it on more vehicles, and I guess I need to try it on more vehicles, in all honesty. It's actually a nice radio. Washington State, the crawling is lots of rocks and ashy, dusty dirt that turns into mud in the fall when it rains. The crawler configuration, I bet everybody's got their favorite way of doing it. Oh, RT66 is close. Oh man, the anti-foams, yeah, that and the lizard inserts, the other ones, dude. Two-stage foams, they had their time. They were at the top of the game for a while. Printed inserts, they are the future. I'm telling you guys right now. 3BRC. What the heck is the other brand that I test sometimes? I can't think of the name of them, guys. You guys have seen them on here, but they are awesome. Squid inserts. That's what they are. Yeah, I believe these may have the squid inserts in these. I really like the printed stuff. I really do. If you put the Bluetooth dongle, yeah, and I typically do tune from the phone. It's a lot easier, but it is capable from the transmitter. So you kind of got that as well. Plus it has the little Tesla module on it, so he can mess around with that a little bit as well. Hopefully he'll show it to you guys. And I sent it to him without the body. I told him to take it for a drive, see what he thinks about it, do some tuning on it, and build a replacement. What he can use off of it, use it. If not, I'll put it in the parts bin when it comes back. No sand here except the beach. Close in the snow this winter. I saw the squid foam video. You still run it? Yep. In fact, I've got another set of squid foams over here. And they'll probably end up going into the Power Hobby tires, because I've got to soften them things up. They're way too stiff. Yep, squid inserts. Do they have them for 1.9s? Yeah, they're all 1.9s. He actually has them for 2.2s. Three Brothers RC actually told me that he has them for 2.2s, but he's never actually made any. I wish he would. Foams have 1.9. Yeah, now the anti-foams, you got the 1.9 like the for the 4.75 tires, and they've got them for the larger 4.9 tires as well. And the 4.9s actually fit really darn good. The these right here, and there's another tire. Oh, the VXT tires. Those use a 4.9 foam, anti-foam as well. Now, the transmitter works, but you kind of got to be patient with it. Let me see where we're at here. 94. Yeah, we're close. 94 likes. Everybody hit that like button, because I got about 2 minutes. And we got to wrap this thing up, because I do got to get some orders shipped out and start making my game plan for this guy right here. I need to get this put together. I'm busy, and it's not slowing down. 102, we got it. Heck yeah, thank you, Addicted. Thank you, guys. RC Lions makes some decent wheels, man. These are cheap wheels off of Amazon. And they're like $28. At least they were when I bought them. And I've never broke them. I've never broke any wheel off of Amazon as far as metal. Sure, I've had a few threads issue pops out, but heck, they do good for me. But no, it's the second thing I hit. RT66, awesome. Yes, sir. I see 105. 105 up there. 106, 106. We got 1 minute to go. There we go. 1 minute to go. Woo, less than a minute. RC Line 2.2s with anti-foams. There we go. There we go. All right. How much are stock laminated tires? I actually purchased the mega tires, and it was like $335 or something like that shipped. So that was all 4. Yep, I'm looking at 108 on the likes, guys. My air conditioner just turned on. Probably going to get a little... That was perfectly 9 o'clock, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, it was due. Anyway, AC just turned on. 9 o'clock. It's time for me to get out of here, guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. So, I'll be seeing you guys first thing in the morning. Well, actually, you'll be seeing me. I'll still be sleeping. I get out of bed about 5:20. Videos go up at 5. Yeah, addicted. I've got the 4-wheel steer kit. I just need to get 2 more Beast 2000 servos. $450 a servo. $900 just in rear steer servos. And I've already got 2 Beast 2000s in the front. $1,800 just in servos on that truck. Whoo, boy. JD's RC. All right, man. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. You guys are absolutely awesome. 109 likes. Phenomenal. Oh, man. You ever run nitro? Stay away from Traxxas fuel. Yes, sir. If I ever do nitro, I will stay away. Thank you, guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. We're going to go ahead and end this thing out. Had a full show of 2 hours tonight. So you guys are awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.